Good evening. It's the Board of Selectmen's meeting, May 2nd, 2017. I'd ask if everyone could please rise and pledge allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First of all, we do not have a chair, so our first process will be to elect a chair and reorganize the board. But on behalf of the board, I think it's important to congratulate our newest member, Mr. Metellian.
Very good. Thank you, Selectman Foreman. Selectman Doherty.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
So I would entertain a motion to appoint Sandra Hackler as Chair Pro Tem for the purpose of reorganization.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to temporarily appoint Sandra Herlich as the Chairman of the Board of Selectmen.
Pro Tem. Second?
Second.
It's unanimous. Sandy?
I'd like to open up the nominations for Chairman of the Board of Selectmen. Are there any nominations?
I make a motion to nominate Selectman Bob Fleming.
Second the motion.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none. I will close the nominations. And can we have a motion to appoint?
I make a motion to appoint Selectman Bob Fleming as Chairman of the Board.
Second the motion.
And I will accept it and make it unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. First act, I would ask for a motion to rescind the appointment of Sandra Hackler as Chair Pro Tem.
Second the motion.
Do we make it or second? Second.
Second, 2 seconds, unanimous. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. On this evening's agenda, this is a reorganization meeting, so our agenda is quite light. As you all know, we have the town meeting scheduled Thursday, May 4th. We will be discussing that as a major portion of our meeting relative to the articles on the warrant. In addition, we have some appointments for 2 police officers that went through a screening process, and the town manager can address that process. We have a resignation to the town manager screening committee that was submitted to us this evening. And other than that, any unanticipated new business we will address as it comes in. The board will not be going in any form of executive session this evening. So, first of all, I'd like to turn it over to the town manager and allow him to address some of the issues.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Short manager's report. The first item, as you mentioned, are 2 names that have been forwarded from the police chief for appointment as police officers. We've had quite an extensive recruitment process that I was able to take part in. We finished the last round of interviews about 3 weeks ago, and you have 2 names in front of you, Mr. Kyle Bishop and Mr. Jeffrey Iadarola. I intend to make a provisional appointment so that they would then be able to, the town would then be able to have the physicals and other pre-employment regimen that it goes through, and would ask the board to waive the 15-day review period.
Okay, could we have a motion for the 2 officers? You gentlemen both have your packets.
You ready, sir?
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to authorize the town manager to appoint Kyle Bishop and Jeffrey Iadarola to the Upton Police Department.
Could you make the motion separately?
Yes. I can
Okay,
do that.
yes, consideration.
Yep.
Please restate the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to authorize the town manager to appoint Kyle Bishop to the Upton Police Department and waive the 15-day waiting period.
Second the motion.
That's unanimous action of the board.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to authorize the town manager to appoint Jeffrey Iadarola to the Upton Police Department and waive the 15-day waiting period.
Second the motion.
That's unanimous action. Congratulations to both those gentlemen.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Just wanted to update the board on the health insurance change. We were able to work out a health insurance negotiations with all the unions. So we'll be beginning the renewal with what we discussed as Amendment 2 to the HMO plan. Also, and Sandy met with Maya today and tasked to go over the logistics to establish the HRA, which is also part of the offer that we made with the union. So we were able to do that. Yesterday was the renewal date, so we got in just under the wire, and we're able to make those changes. So I think will benefit the employees and the town.
Could I ask you to expound on that? Some people don't know what the HRA is. Basically, it's a
Well-
cost savings to us, but
As part of the Amendment 2 to the health insurance plan, there were some additional deductibles, and as you know, that's the way many health insurance plans go. You can keep your premiums down if you have much higher deductibles. I think in the world of health insurance, these deductibles weren't that high. They were $250 for an individual plan and $750 for a family plan. The town, of course, since this was a cheaper option to a straightforward renewal, which was at about 8.2%, the town offered to establish what's known as a health reimbursement account, which would, through its savings, pay the deductibles for the employees if they incurred any deductible costs. So this was a really substantial change in the policies as far, I mean, the benefits were the same, but as far as costs, the deductibles were the major cost. So the town made an offer through its savings to absorb those costs through the HRA. We did the numbers, I think we went over the numbers at a previous meeting, and I mean, if there is full utilization, that would use up a substantial amount of the savings on the town side by establishing the HRA, but according to our carriers, that's very rare. It's usually about 50%, so we think it was a good deal, like I said, all the way around for the employees and the town. The employees were able to save, excuse me, the increase was about half of what it would have been if we didn't go with option 2 in the HRA. Town saved money, and employees have the same plan, and the town will pick up the additional costs.
which is not any different than what the regional school district has, same plan as well, too, so.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We have a notice from the, while I'm looking for that, you're aware of some of the issues that we've had at Kiwanis Beach, and we'll be meeting there Thursday with representatives from Blackstone Valley Tech to see if they can assist us with some of the improvements that need to be made up there. Then, depending on the cost of the improvements, particularly a temporary railing, if we were going to apply for a time variance from the Architectural Access Board, then we'll see what the cost of that is and how we want to pursue it. But I know the Kiwanis Beach has been important in a lot of people's minds, so I wanted to update the board on where we stand there, and hopefully we can bring down the cost of that temporary railing. And that would certainly have been a condition, I think, on a time variance.
Mhm.
Through the chair. What time on Thursday, sir?
11.
11.
Wow. A notice from the Mass Selectmen's Association about a regional meeting at the MMA office in Boston. I don't know if the board participates in these. I would encourage it, particularly new selectmen. I can give you this notice if you're interested in going, but I think these are always very worthwhile to be able to get out and attend these association meetings. Lastly, I have language that was forwarded from Representative Maradian's office. I think you have in front of you. This is a suggestion from the House Counsel for the board to act on in order to be able to make the change. And this was Chapter 263 of the Acts of 1989, which would need to be amended. And this is part of the effort. The board had sent in a letter to the legislatures to allow the DPW director to have a 3-year contract rather than a 1-year contract. So in order to be able to do that, Representative Maradian is asking that the board adopt that sentence that's in the email that he sent to be able to amend Chapter 263 of the Acts of 1989.
And for further clarification, this was voted and approved at town meeting for the authority to do this. So the town, all fire chief, chief of police are all 3-year contracts. DPW director was 1. We offered to go forward for 3 for the purposes, obviously continuity, but to retain the best employees possible. So this is now at the state level. It has to be certified and approved at the state level by the legislature. So there is the amendment. So if we could have a motion to adopt the amendment as stated.
Is this the amendment, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to amend the Public Works, Chapter 63, 1989, by saying the Board of Selectmen may enter into an employment contract with the director for a period not to exceed 3 years.
Okay, it's a second.
Second motion?
That's unanimous action of the board. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay. Do we have minutes? We have minutes to approve, the minutes of the April 18th, both regular and executive.
You ready, sir?
Mhm.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes as written for April 18th, 2017.
I'll second that. Obviously, you weren't there, so there's an abstention. And make that majority action of the board.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the executive session minutes from April 18th, 2017 as written.
I will second that and make it majority action of the board. Thank you. The annual town meeting is coming up this Thursday on May 7th. We have a number of articles. The town manager and I had conversation with the moderator today, just for clarification. Some of the articles, as we've done in the past, will be consent articles whereby they never change year from year and they're just processed, and therefore we, so-called, for a better term, bundle them to expedite the town meeting process. Anyone has a chance to vote, if not in agreement with the consensus, has an opportunity to be heard and to address that. So if we could just go over the articles to make sure we're all clear, and I have some recommendations as to who will read. If you have opposition to that, to read the motion card, you let me know, okay? Article 3 and 4 are not us, they're petitioners, so they would be responsible for that. Article 5, Gary, would you be willing to read that?
Yes, sir?
Okay. Articles 6 and 7, I will read. They're quite comprehensive, but I am going to ask the moderator if he'll allow me to forego the reading of them, the 2 pages. Article 10 is a consent. That's the traditional treasure collector revolving fund. 11, Gary, would you read that?
Yes, sir?
I missed what you said on 8 and 9.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
I'll
think
go
it
slower.
was 7 and 8, I think it was 9 we might have missed.
Yeah, 7 and 8, I'm sorry.
7 and 8.
8 and 9, I was going to read all 3.
Sorry, thank you.
My fault. 10 is a consent. 11, Gary said he would read. 12 is a consent. 13, Steve, would you be willing to read that one?
Yes, I will.
Okay. 14 and 15 would be by the preservation, community preservation. Probably Rena Richards, I assume.
She's in Paris.
Okay, so we'll call her in Paris then. Mr. Flaherty.
I think you just volunteered.
Yeah. Article 16, Chief Bradley will read. Article 17, Gary.
Yes, sir?
Okay. Article 18, I will read. 19, Steve.
Yes.
20 is Board of Assessors. 21, Steve.
Yes.
Okay. 22 would be Treasurer Collector. 23 would be Assessors. 24 I will read, and there's considerable change to that article. Article 25 is the library, that'd be a member of the library trustees. 26 would be a member of the planning board. 27 would be Chief Goodale. Article 28, Gary.
Mhm.
And 29 is a consent. So based upon my counts, I would be reading 4, Gary 4, and Steve, you'd be reading 3. The DPW ones, the reason the Board of Selectmen is reading them is the Director of Public Works does not live in town. So he's available to answer questions, but it should be read by a resident of the community. Are there any questions on these as we've read them? None? Okay, good. We're all set? And the cards have been drawn up. Everybody should have a copy of the motion cards?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to speak to the town manager again during the week. Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just one other point, and I discussed this with council today and forwarded to the moderator. The 2 borrowing articles,
Which one's number, please?
those are 18 and 11. And also the change to the zoning bylaws, 26. Those will all be 2/3 of votes. The rest will be
Oh,
majority.
okay. All right. Yep. That's the zoning aspect, got it. Okay. Okay, we have just a couple of other things. We received a letter, and I know you don't have it in your packet, but a member of the screening committee, Ms. Beth LaCrosse, due to personal reasons, with regret, has to step down from that committee. She's not able to be active. And So as a courtesy, if we could make a motion to accept her resignation.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to accept Mrs. Beth LaCrosse's resignation from the Town Manager Search Committee.
Second motion.
And that's unanimous action. Thank you, Beth. We understand you would have been there, but you're a neighbor of Paul Flaherty, so. Okay, we have invitation to graduation. You all have that. And they asked for an RSVP for Nipmuc Regional High School. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. I've attended many of them. You know, it's always interesting and enjoyable. The last thing I have, and I'll open it up to anything new, is a very vocal response from the community relative to our town hall acoustics. So what I'd like to do is for our next meeting, if we could, through the town manager, be prepared to seek or go out for an RFP for an acoustical engineer to come in here. I know it's a substantial cost, but at this point, I would use a bad pun, but it's loud and clear from the residents that you can't effectively videotape or record a meeting, so. And I think everyone's in agreement on that. We looked at it a couple of years ago, and it is gonna be costly, but let's go forward and see what it looks like. Okay, does anyone have anything else new or unanticipated? No?
I do not.
Okay, then if that be the case, I'd accept a motion to adjourn. And my meetings will be fast, by the way. We all know that.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to
Yeah,
adjourn.
just anybody in the audience have anything first? No? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second motion.
We are adjourned. Thank you.